Welcome, everybody. How you doing on this lovely Thursday night? It is 11 p.m. Of course, I love this time of the hour because it's nice, peaceful, it's quiet. You get an opportunity to get a lot of things done, and that's the important part: being able to get things done. I'm coming out tonight with my LSU women's basketball team. First game of the season against none other than Mississippi College. It was a blowout, y'all. It was a blowout. Look, let me take y'all to basically some of the beginning interviews of LSU basketball team. You know, you got your bright stars and Michaela Williams and then Fly J. Johnson. And I'm going to also bring you Kim Mulkey. So let's do that real quick. I'll get into that, and then we can roll into the game against Mississippi College. If you didn't see it, go check out the highlights because I tell you, it is truly, and when I say truly, it is truly one of them games you're like, oh my God. That's that little meme. I don't have it on my little ticker here, but it's definitely one of those moments where you're saying, oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Let's add this up to the stage. Actually, let's enlarge this a little bit. So we will be good to go with that. Let's get it rocking in. Rock'em sock'em robot. Rock'em sock'em robot. And, you know, we definitely want to see what Fawali has done, how she looks with joining the LSU team. Let's get rid of the ads there. Now that the ad is gone. All right, press pause. And we'll get into it. Let's put this up on stage.
Next level for Flau'jae?
So here's what they asked Mulkey about the next level of Flau'jae.
What's the next level for Flau'jae?
Leadership. I think Flau'jae she leads by what she does with her music, but I think she's always been reluctant to be a leader of teammates because she wants them to like her. She never felt comfortable doing it because she always had the great older player in that locker room. And now you are that older player. You're the senior. You've been here. You know the ropes. So go lead your basketball team.
We'll go right next door.
Coach Reed Darcy with The Advocate. Noticed in the open practice that's Zakaya you have playing in the post. Why have her in that position, and how has she adapted to it so far?
She hasn't had to adapt. She has played that position before. She's a 3/4. And when I look at our roster, particularly on the perimeter of returning players, older players, I need to get her on the floor. And the best way to do that is give her minutes at the 4, and she's just taken off. She rebounds the ball unbelievably well for her size. I tell her every day, you remind me of an All-American that was your size at Baylor named Nina Davis. And
Nina Davis.
She's just exploded going
What
to
about
the
Nina
floor at that
Davis?
size. And so she'll get minutes there. Otherwise, if you had her just at the 3, you got Michaela, you got Flau'jae, you got, so I just thought, let me give her a look right there because we don't have a returning post player.
Yep. That's Mulkey in a nutshell. Let's see what we have here. I have something else I want to show you all. Let's take this off the stage here because we can't have those ads on there. So I am not promoting any ads for them whatsoever. So let's remove that off the stage till I get to the next segment. So again, just giving you some quick little videos of the team and where they are, and this being the start of the season. So here we are with another video that of course, you're going to find very comical because, of course, you know who it is. Flage being Flage and having a little fun with Kim Mulkey over time for a little bit. No, again, we got to get through the ads. Being able to pull it without the ads sometimes can be a little tough, but I can't show the ads because I'm not a sponsor. So let's get this back up on stage. All right. And then let's get into it.
I think it says so much time after time. Flage, you've stayed. Michaela, you can go anywhere. But it speaks to the culture and the expectations, the standard, everything that this program is about. Is Coach Mulkey now challenging you to step up and be a leader on this team?
Right. I mean, that's what I wanted to come to LSU and do,
Yeah.
and step up and be a leader. And obviously I've had a great role model to do so with Flage. I came in, she took me immediately under her wing. She showed me the ropes early, and I just feel like she's taught me, Flage and Coach Mulkey has taught me how to be that leader that I need to be for the freshmen, how Flage was for me.
Kim, what are your expectations for Michaela this year? I mean, she had another stellar season where she almost was averaging 50% from the floor, 40% from the three, 90% from the free throw line. I think she can get there her junior year. What can you speak to as far as her game growing as she's a junior now?
Well, both of them had the opportunity to play as freshmen. That in itself makes them better basketball players because they were thrown to the wolves. And I want them to remember those low moments in their careers so that they will understand when you're at that high, it's that much more enjoyable. Michaela and I have had great talks every year for her to go the next step. If you're content to be where you are, then you don't want to be one of the greatest to ever play at LSU because they're both outstanding. But do you want to elevate your game on the defensive end? Do you want to elevate your game as a leader? There's so many things that they continue to want to do. And you know when you want to do it, you better put the work in. And I can't wait to see what this year holds.
Yes, I can't wait to see what the year holds too. It's going to be interesting to see what the year holds. Let's talk about Michaela for a little bit. I feel like Michaela is a part of the next best thing for LSU moving forward. She has 2 more years. She has this year, and then she has 1 more year after that. I think sealing the deal with her, with some of the other players that have come aboard to LSU, I could see LSU making a nice little dent for the next 2 years. I could see that. It's going to be one of those things you have to worry about whether or not kids will eventually, players, I gotta stop calling everybody kids because they're young women. If they're going to decide, hey, that the program isn't for me, I need to jump in the portal, or I didn't play that much, I need to jump in the portal, or I felt like I should have played over this person, I need to jump in the portal. I hope that the players are true to themselves and is able to stay and give LSU what they need moving forward, as well as them as individuals moving forward. I think this is a program just like I believe in South Carolina, Dawn Staley's program. But I believe these are some of the top programs that allow athletes, basketball, young women to be able to make it to the next level because they prepared them for that. Sometimes it's not about playing out of position, because no matter what team you're on, you're going to play in a position that best suits the team. 1, you, but 2, the team. So like Kim Mulkey said, one of the players in which they're referring to that she's playing in, I think she wears number 1 on her jersey. And I'm gonna get these players' names down because it's going to be important that I do that moving forward, so I can actually give you their actual names, because I'm still learning some of the new players that have come to the team and transferred in a transfer portal. But however, I've watched this young lady highlights coming into LSU when she was being recruited in, or more or less considering to come out of Portland and go to LSU, and watching the position that she plays in. And a lot of times she played the 3, where she came from, but she's really a 3-4. So taking on the 4 role and watching what she did today. Of course, this was a huge blowout. It was a huge blowout. I sat here and I watched the game, and I think next time what I'll do is I'll come on live with the game. Now, this is a pre-recorded live, so please, I'm going to ask you some questions, and please leave those comments, the response to those questions in the comments, so we can have a conversation about it. We can go back and forth. You can agree to disagree with some things that I say, because we're all not perfect, but I'm giving you my best analysis on what I see moving forward for LSU and of the players, and critiquing the game in which they played tonight. Now, again, it was such a blowout, so it's tough to say exactly what great of a team LSU is going to be because it was such a blowout. It was so huge of a blowout. Let's just tell you, it was so huge of a blowout that the score was literally like 46 to 148 or something, 148, 146. That was the score. So it's tough to beat a team or find out what a player looks like when they're playing a team that they've literally blown out by 102 points. 102 points, they blew them out. So I'm going to go to the article here that's for the post game, and we're going to talk a little bit about the freshman forward, Cheyenne, because that's who we're ultimately here to speak about. Cheyenne shined. She did what she was supposed to do, but it's going to be interesting to see her play against some opponents that's going to give her a challenge, and I believe they play South Carolina next. They play South Carolina next. I think there's another exhibition game, and it'll be against South Carolina, and it's interesting. It's good that I feel that Dawn Staley and Kim Mulkey, they're doing this, not only for the fact that it's good publicity for both of them, it's great for both of their programs, but it's also good to see how Fawali will react to her own team. Fawali played a phenomenal game tonight. I want to see her do more defensively because that's going to be important. It's going to be important. We know what she can do offensively, but I need to see her put some numbers and some styles together for defensive stops. That's going to be more important to me than anything else. I think seeing her do that to me elevates her game, and it's very important that we all get to see her flourish in that aspect. So, but tonight's game, I'm just going to read a little bit on this. Of course, we're talking about Cheyenne. Cheyenne is another big player that we're concerned and wondering how she fares and how things are going to work for her when they're playing more competitive. Same thing with Fawali. How will she fare out when they're playing someone more competitive? I know offensively, she's going to give us what we need for Wally, to whom I'm talking about. But again, like I said a few seconds ago, I want to see what she do defensively. I know she's going to get some stops, but I want to see her really dig in and horn the shin, because those things are going to be very critical for her when she gets ready to go to the next level, which is the WNBA, because she will be there, of course, without a doubt. But there's going to be some things that they're going to look at for as how she's going to be placed. So when the Tigers landed 4 of the nation's top 35, they literally landed 4 of those big players, and all of those players are good in that recruit. We know that it likely has a count of where we're going to see how they can bond together. Because sometimes, if people haven't noticed, and I know some do, those that are basketball junkies and basketball heads understand that when you get those caliber of players to play with each other, sometimes, depending on game situations, those players, I don't want to say go rogue, but they tend to do me. I got to make it work. I got to get our team to win. And so sometimes playing together and battling through that can be difficult. However, they are playing for Kim Mulkey. And when you play for somebody like her, you need to find a way, or you're going to be sitting on the bench, because for guards, there's guards dime a dozen. So most of these signees are early in their earlier careers, have just flourished and shined tremendously. So I can't wait to see. I'm going to ask you this question. Put in a comment, what do you think LSU will do in a situation where it looks like Mulkey has to rotate her guards way too much because they're not able to comprehend the concept of team play? Because sometimes when you are the best of the best on your team and best of the best of where you come from, are you able to really, you're going to harness in because you're with the coach and the coach says so. But it's those moments that we kind of lose ourselves in the midst of the game and we get lost. And I'm going to say for Wale is one of those players that, you give her the ball, she's going to get the ball and go. And I think watching some of her play at South Carolina, she would tend to just kind of do a thing. And so we got to see where she's able to settle in and work within a system, because it's important to work within a system. The last player that I know that has a difficult time or had a time playing within the system was Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter was so good, and she is so good and extremely talented that sometimes it's hard for players like that to buy in because they are high caliber scorers. And you almost don't want to say anything negative about those type of players because they are giving you the numbers. They are making things work. They are creating space for others. They are making sure that the bigs get the ball. But sometimes you have to play within the realm of the game and not an I and worry about a we. Because no matter how many points you put up, if you end up with the L at the end of the night, then what is it that you really have done for your team? I.e., some of the things folks will allude to about some other, great players in the league. And if you're giving your best and putting your best foot forward, sometimes it's just tough losses. And I don't want those to be what they're saying about for Wale while at LSU. I want to see Cheyenne do her thing. So LSU right now have some solid players. So let's see what happens in that regard. So LSU, I was getting ready to say number 5 LSU, which they are number 5. LSU is ranked number 5 coming into this season and playing against players from Mississippi College. So with that being said, anybody that play them need to be ready, because you see what they have. You see the guard play that they have. You see the post players that they have. So tonight kind of showed me a little bit, but again, it's always one of those things when you're blowing a team out, really, how good are you? Because I can see you working on your sets, but if you're a run and gun team too, that matches up with the style of play that Kim Mulkey has. When you have a team slow it down and run a set, is that's what I want to see. I want to see how well they'll be able to execute in that realm. And being ready is something that I'm sure they will be. So it's be ready so you don't have to get ready. And when I watched LSU play today, they have some rough edges with the newer players, and I know that they'll get there, but it's the same thing. Show me. Don't tell me. I don't want to look at the numbers and on paper it looks great. That's what Angel said. Her team looked great. Said Chicago Sky looked great on paper. But when you take them off paper, they don't look as great. Now, she didn't say those words, but why else would you say they look great? So let's see, Zariah Johnson, who is and the 5-star forward that came from Kentucky. I want to see how well she does tonight. She's played, but again, it's hard to judge when they're blowing the team out. Everybody gets so excited, and they're just happy to see what the score looked like and how they're gelling together. But let's look at the player individually, because when you come back and you say, well, man, they played like trash. She did this. But did you really critique the player? Did you really look at the player and give the honest answer about this player? Or did you go with the narrative that they look good because they play on a team that's, I don't want to say anything bad about that team. That's not so great. They're great within their right. And you have Mississippi College playing against a university. So sometimes that speaks for itself. Nevertheless, not putting a damper on anyone on that team for Mississippi at all. But I would love to see how they look and fare against a team that's willing to give them a grave challenge. So the score tonight was 25 points and 12 of 14 shooting, and grabbed 10 rebounds in that 148-46 exhibition game win over Division II Mississippi State. That's what our team did. Let's see. I want to go into something else. I mean, you look at some of the stuff and you go, wow, they look great. They look good out there, but it sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. So let's go here, and I'm going to play a few more clips for you all of what the game looked like. So let's get into it. Excuse me, guys and gals. Let's do this again here. Let's go to X, baby. Let's go to X, baby. Here's some highlights of the team enjoying their big win. So let's put them up there so you can see some of the players enjoying their big win. Kayla, boy, she looks so happy. Hey, look at them. They are so ecstatic. They're having fun with it. And that's what you want to see. They did have a 3-shot party for sure. Nice and strong, balanced. So let's come from here. Let's bring it down for a second and give you some of the highlights for those that didn't get to see. Here we go.
Left side of the lane spins and dunks and side shoulder.
Let's give it
Heard
to
a
the
lot
top.
of footsteps. Flau'jae Johnson finally got the rebound for LSU. Johnson right wing will go to the top. Now left side of the lane spins and dunks and side shoulder shot. I don't know what to call it, but it went in.
I'll call it the Flau'jae.
Heard
Yeah.
a lot of footsteps.
So
Flau'jae Johnson finally got the
they have
rebound for LSU.
a lot going on with that. Let's go to the next video. So I know a lot of you didn't get a chance to see it today, so
Free throws.
I want to make sure I put them up. I'm going to pull them up for y'all. So I'm going to give y'all, I will be bringing you basketball for sure. Basketball is such a passion of mine. Sometimes I wish that I was still coaching. I got more enjoyment out of coaching than I did playing, and I really did. Playing was a part of my life. So
that number a whole lot. Hines for 3 right wing, and she got it. Just needed to break that ice, I think.
Yep.
They have shot.
Hines is going to be. Hines is going to be something else. Just her speed. Have anybody really paid attention to how Hines moved? If you did, tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you think about it. She moves so well.
Wiley, she's going to
There
beat
we go.
everybody to the bucket and lay
This
it
is
in.
for Wiley. It's for Wiley putting it up. As you can see the score, it was still 3 minutes left in the clock. Well, I'm sorry, third quarter, a little less than 3 minutes on the clock, 2:50, and it was 30 to freaking 103.
Her hands are so quick.
Turned it over a few times, not too many. That's 12. There's a steal by Wiley. She's going to beat everybody to the bucket and lay it in.
Yes, that's for Wiley. Let's give y'all one more, y'all. One more.
Right wing. She'll take it.
Let's see. Let's give y'all one more. Because no one actually really wanted to come and let's see. Here we go. Pull this up. Get our sing on. Sing on, sing on. Sing on. Okay. So mind you, when I was watching the game, guys, I saw her hit quite a few of those. So just poise. This girl is going to be so good when she realizes how good she is versus just saying she's good. And she harnessed in on the areas that she's struggling in. I don't know who's going to be able to stop her. I don't know who's going to be able to stop her. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes down, how that boils down. Let's see. Let's come off of that. Let's change this back to this because I love being close and not super full. I'm full, but not too full. Yep, that's it on those videos. I have some more, but I don't want to bog you all down with too many of those. I just wanted to give you just a little insight on those a little bit, just so you can see where we're coming from in that aspect. That's it. So, again, LSU tonight whooped up on our infamous Mississippi College, 148 to 46, which is a hellacious beatdown. A hellacious beatdown. Nothing else you can say other than that. Hey, it is what it is. It is what a TI is. They have to figure it out. I know that I do. So, and that's in regards to what are we going to look like, LSU? What are we going to look like when it all boils down to it? Are we going to have what we need, what it takes to get through the season and get to the playoffs and go, deep. Deep meaning Final Four championship. Chat in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the LSU Tigers and making it 1 to the playoffs, 2, making it all the way through Sweet 16, then turning it into the Elite 8 and going into the Final Four before they go to the championship game. Tell me your thoughts on there. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop, so we can continue to kick this off with what I've got going on over here at So Pretty Tony on Court Vision. This here is to look at it's just what it says. I'm about basketball. I'm not about anything else other than just that. Basketball is extremely important to some people, and it's not about the big things and the oohs and ahs. It's about the little intangibles when you want to really see and get down to the bottom on earth of what the team is going to do for the remainder of the season. I want to know what you think LSU, how LSU is going to end up. That's what I want to know. Light it up in the comments. Make sure you let me know what you think, your vision for that. and how they're going to be able to adapt and overcome from a lot of that. Because I'm curious. I'm curious. I want to know. It's important. So, again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, notification bell button, guys. It's late. And so you can be notified every time I drop here on Court Vision with So Pretty Tony. But man, I'm excited for LSU. I can't wait to see what they do. I can't wait to see what they do against South Carolina, which I think is their next game. I need to go back and look at the schedule. They have another exhibition game, and I think it is against South Carolina. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they look. Tell me how y'all think they fare, because they got some great guard pieces around them. Not to say that they didn't have it before, because they had a bunch of guards. I mean, a bunch of guards. A bunch of guards. What will these guards do different? What would they do different to help out LSU? So let's see. I'm thinking, I'm sorry, I took a pause and I was thinking about what's on the bench that will be able to come off the bench and help in a certain capacity. If they get to that point where those that are on the floor are having such a difficult hard time trying to get through, I don't see it being too bad or that big of a deal, to be honest. I don't. So I say you show up and show out, LSU. Don't take your time. Don't take your time, young woman. No. We don't want to do that. I'm sorry. Sometimes I like to jump in with some tunes I can't sing worth a lick. But there we are. Check it out. Again, it's NCAA season. It's NFL season. It's NBA season. We have a lot of sports to cover, a lot of sports to look at, a lot of critiquing to do, and just a lot of me coming on and just giving my opinion. So tell me what you think. Don't hesitate. Don't procrastinate. Just do it. As the commercial said, get them thumbs up. Just do it. So game summary, the Tigers, after hosting this Mississippi College, I don't think that Mississippi College should try to do another exhibition game with a high caliber team like that. I don't want to see them get blowed out like that. I mean, literally 102-point blowout. That's crazy. Super crazy. Super crazy. So that, I'm going to salute you guys. I'll catch up with you on the next time. And so, love you all. Come back, see me, do your thing in the comments, and we will get after it. Good night.